So Robinhood fractional shares. Fractional shares is one of the most important things to have as an investor, in my opinion, for different styles of investing. What it really does well is breaks down the barrier to investing. You can start investing in some of those more expensive stocks, the Amazons of the world, the Googles, the Teslas even. They are getting very pricey and you don't really see a stock split coming anytime soon. So one of the main benefits of fractional shares is that you're able to get into some of these solid performing stocks that do have a lot of growth potential in the future. Now, since I have been talking a lot about fractional shares, I've been getting a ton of questions on Robinhood fractional shares. So in this video, I want to give another breakdown of Robinhood fractional shares, fractional share investing, just so you get the full picture and you understand exactly how it works and why one might want to take advantage of the feature. Now, first, let me get this little laundry list item out of the way. If you don't have access to Robinhood fractional shares yet, I would highly recommend emailing the Robinhood team. And typically what I see from some of the subscribers, the viewers who comment on my videos, after they emailed them, it didn't matter what spot they were in line. I've seen people over 500,000 in line and they get bumped up within a week. They have access to the feature. So if you don't have fractional shares yet, definitely reach out to the Robinhood team, construct a nice email, tell them you love the feature, you want to take advantage of it. Is there any way you could get bumped up the line? Highly recommend it. I did it myself. They bumped me up a few thousand spots when I was very close to the front, and it really did help me when I reached out. All right, now jumping into the Robinhood app, I'm going to show you exactly the breakdown of fractional shares, how the feature works, and how you can really start utilizing some of the advantages that it has to offer. So let me just go into Tesla, for example. If I were to go into Tesla stock, they're getting pretty pricey right now, up over $1,300. I'd say for the average investor, that's pretty pricey. Not everybody's going to have that money to throw in, especially if you're looking to take advantage of something like fractional shares. So what I'm going to do is show you exactly how the feature works. Now, if I go to trade and buy, you can see I can actually enter the exact dollar amount that I wanted to buy of Tesla. Let's say I only wanted to buy $1 worth of Tesla. Well, I can do that. Now I can do that, just hit in $1 right there, review, swipe up, and that's going to place the order for me. The other way that you can take advantage of this is if you want to buy in shares, you could do decimals for shares as well. So if you wanted a tenth of Tesla, you could do 0.1. That's going to be $139.65. Now, what I do preach on this channel is good investment practices. I'm always going to say you should make sure you do limit buys when you place orders. But unfortunately, if you are using fractional shares, you can't actually set the limit price for the fractional share that you want to buy. It really does suck. Hopefully in the future, Robinhood decides that this would be a great feature to have. I know if I were on the Robinhood team, that'd be something that I would be working hard to implement. So after you do end up buying a fractional share, I've done it before with Amazon. So let me scroll to the bottom of my stock list here. You can see with Amazon, it says I have 0.020692 shares. So I don't have a ton invested. I've actually already made $18 off of them. But really, when you look at this right here, I only have $65.83 within them. Obviously, I invested a little bit less than that, but it is pretty interesting to see the breakdown of how it all works. So you can see the total return I have on it is still 1883. Today's return alone, nearly 3%, but I'm up 40% on this fractional share. So there are really, really great opportunities for growth within these stocks, even though they're at a very high value. Amazon was, I think it was somewhere around $2,900 when I got into it on this particular investment. And you could scroll down and I could actually see the history of that here. I believe it tells you the price. If you drill into here, you should see, so some of them were filled at $2,341. So I was a little bit off with my estimate there. But that's essentially how it works. It's really easy to break down. You can simply buy and sell these fractional shares. A lot of people say, they ask me, I don't know how often this is going to happen, but if you buy something for $1 worth and it drops below that dollar, how does that work? Well, you can still sell it as long as you buy these for $1. That's all that matters. Another question that I've seen is if you end up buying enough shares fractionally, will you be able to add it up to one share? So yes, the answer to that is yes. After you buy a certain amount of shares, obviously, there is a certain ratio, the percentage that will add up. Once you get to 100%, obviously you're at 1 and you can continue buying fractional shares. If you buy fractional shares once of Amazon, I could do it again. I could do it as many times as I want. Now, another question that I see is, how does the dividend structure work? So I'm a dividend investor here on this channel. I talk about dividend investing in all my videos. I love it. It's the best long-term strategy for me. And a lot of people want to know, hey, how does the dividend breakdown work out if you are investing using fractional shares? So if you do own a fraction of a share, what you're gonna get from that is a fraction of the dividend. So if you own 20% of a stock, you're gonna be getting 20% of that typical dividend payment. It really does just make sense if you think about it and break it down. Now, another question that I do see a lot on my fractional shares videos is, how are you actually alerted when you are off the list? Well, it's pretty obvious when you go to trade or buy, you're gonna see the dollar value right within that window, but they actually email you as well, so definitely keep your notifications on. The most frequent question that I am asked is, how long did it take to get off the Robinhood waitlist? Now, for me, it took about 2 months, but I'm telling you right now, like I said at the beginning, if you email them, you're gonna get bumped up the list almost guaranteed. On the flip side of buying fractional shares, I'm often asked, can you sell fractional shares? And the answer is yes, and there's also no limit on that. So you can sell any value of the stock that you really want to. So that really does help out for those investors. Now, I was recently asked what kind of stocks I'm investing in with my fractional shares. So it's actually interesting. I really like to focus on some of those bigger players, the big names that typically I wouldn't be investing in because of the price of the stocks. So obviously, like I said before, that's Amazon, Google, that's Tesla, that's those types of companies right there. I love to get my foot in the door with them. And eventually, if I keep on adding to the shares that I'm buying, it's gonna eventually add up to one full share. So something that I'm gonna be continuing for the foreseeable future. I really love a lot of those companies out there, so I just wanna keep acquiring more and more shares. On top of that, any of the stocks that are in my portfolio right now, technically, I am buying fractions of shares through dividend reinvestment. So that's another feature Robinhood has. If you don't know much about it, check out this video right here. It talks all about what it is, but essentially it will reinvest the dividends back into the company. It'll buy shares with the balance you have after being paid the dividend. It just basically recycles that money back into the companies. And I have that turned on for a number of different stocks. So it's a really great feature, one that I definitely do take advantage of myself, and one that I think a lot of you guys would really enjoy using. So yeah, Robinhood Fractional Shares is definitely one of my favorite features to take advantage of while investing. And really, I want to answer all of those questions that you guys might have, because I know there still is a majority of people that are using Robinhood that still don't have access to the feature. So if you do have any questions you'd like answered, maybe you're just not clear on anything, trust me, we've all been there before. If you're a beginner and you don't really know how it works and what it's looking like, then definitely ask a question. Don't hesitate to leave a comment down below. I will 100% get back to you. Thank you so much for checking out this video, and have a great day.